So I was recently lucky enough to go to the UK Games Expo at the NEC Arena in Birmingham, England. And amongst all the cool stuff that I saw, old games, new games, upcoming Kickstarters, you name it, one game that really caught my eye was Sumo Gnomes. Now what this is, it's a 2-player game with games lasting anywhere from 5 seconds to 5 minutes, depending on the luck of the dice, in which 2 players play the aforementioned Sumo Gnomes, fighting for supremacy over a tree stump. The aim of the game is quite simply, as you'd expect in a sumo match, push your opponent out of the arena. In the box, you get your dice. We'll come to those in a moment. A little bit of paper, should you want to play tournament play. Playing cards, arena, and the rules. Setting up a game is incredibly easy. You take 3 of the 5 mats provided. They're all the same, arena on one side, playing area on the other. 2 are spares, should anything go wrong and you damage them or whatever, so we'll put them to the side for a moment. And yeah, to set one up, you take one of the cards and place it on the arena side. And these 2 go either side like so. Each player is going to get 5 dice. These are your 4 action dice. And then you have your player dice, which is this gnome here. So you've got a top, front and side view and back view of the gnome. You're not going to roll this dice. He is going to sit on the board and he's going to move around based on the actions that you take. Now, each turn is a very simple process. You take your action dice, you roll them. You're going to pick 2 of the 4 actions. So just for the sake of this, let's just say I've gone for those 2. These 2 dice go in your reserve. You're going to do these 2 actions. Blue's going to have his turn. Then on my next turn, I do not re-roll these 2 dice. These are my fixed actions. I'm going to re-roll these 2. And then I can look at all 4 dice. I can pick 2 new actions from the previous 2 or from the new 2 or any combination. So let's just say I'm going to take that one there and that one there. This one is going to be added to my reserve. And you're just going to repeat that every single time. Now, should I roll a move in a straight line on my dice? Quite straightforward. I'm either going to move here, 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 or in front of me. Move diagonally, again, I'm either going to go here. There's no square there, so on this occasion I'm not going to go there, but I could go there. Or technically, I could move into this blue gnome here. And what would happen with that, with the move diagonally, is I'm going to try and move into him, but the gnome is in the way. Now, you're going to hit the gnome, and he's either going to move here, or you can move him here. We'll put him here just for a second. But I do not follow through. With the move diagonal, I hit him, he moves back, but I do not follow through, so I'm going to stay there. Now, if the gnome was in front of me, and if I used the slam action, the 3rd one along there, slamming makes me move into the nearest gnome, to the only gnome. He's going to move back 1, and then you do follow through. You can trick the opponent with the question marks there. So what tricking does, it allows you to move the gnome into any adjacent square, but not off the board. So in this instance, I can either move him here or here. So we'll trick him there. You have the switch action. And what switching does, quite straightforward, you just switch squares. That'd be really handy if you were, say, here, and if you had a switch and, I don't know, a slam, red could switch with the blue and then slam him off the board. The last action is, grab, which is the hand. If you roll a grab and you use it, you place your hand on top of the gnome like so, just to demonstrate that he's grabbed. When grabbed, this does open up some additional options. So as I mentioned before, if you were to roll a movement dice and try and move into the enemy gnome, normally that wouldn't let you follow through. So normally you would move into him, he's going to move back, but you would stay there. When grabbed, you do follow through. And when the gnome is grabbed, there are certain things that he can't do. So the blue gnome now cannot push me, he cannot slam me, He can trick me. He can't switch places with me because I'm already grabbing him, but he can grab me back. So the way to get out of a grab is he's either going to roll a grab dice himself and take control, or he could, if he had two, say, movement dice, he could move diagonally 1, 2, and he's now got far enough away from me that he's broken the grab. So that goes back onto my mat there. The final special move you can do is called a grab and switch. Now this is particularly useful if you find yourself in a position such as this here where the red gnome is backed into the edge. This very much looks like the blue gnome is about to win, but should you be lucky enough to roll a switch and a grab, you can do the following. You can grab the blue gnome, and then the switch, rather than switching places, you can effectively move him 2 spaces clockwise or anti-clockwise. So this would look like 1, 2. And as you can see, red has countered and has now won. Now with all that in mind, let's do a trial run and see what a match would look like. This time, blue is going to go first, so red doesn't roll yet. They roll after blue's taken their turn. So blue is going to roll, and blue has a couple of moves and a couple of switches. Now there's no point in switching at the moment, so instead we're going to use both moves to move blue here, and then into red, pushing him back, but again, blue does not follow through. Right, red, again, not a brilliant start. We're going to trick and we're going to grab. So what this does, we trick the blue gnome 1 space forward, and then we're going to grab him in the hopes that next turn maybe we can do a throw. So again, we only roll these 2 dice. Right, not really much the blue gnome can do here. We can't switch because we're grabbed, so we're going to grab that one and grab that one. We move backwards, breaking the grab, but now we've moved out of range, we can't switch, so that dice is burned. So again, red now goes. So red, got those 2 there. So what red's going to do is he's going to move forward and he's going to slam. So that's going to look the following. So he moves forward 1, then he slams, moving forward, following through. So blue rolls his 2 dice. Now blue is in the perfect position here. Blue can now win. So he's going to grab the red gnome and he's going to switch, which moves the red gnome 1, 2, throwing him out of the ring, and the blue wins. Overall, Sumo Gnomes, it's a great little game. I think anyone and everyone would enjoy that. You learn it in a matter of minutes, and games last anywhere from 5 seconds to 5 minutes. I got this is the basic version. This will run you about £10. There are other more extravagant versions you can buy, but I like this one because it was sort of pocket sized, really easy to carry around. Yeah, I'll put a link in the description of where you can purchase this game. It'll be from this chap's website here. But yeah, brilliant little game that I think would fit in anyone's collection.